Hello and welcome to the YouTube class of Computer Studies on behalf of Southern School affiliated to ICSE, New Delhi. Let me remind you that the video of this class is made according to the ICSE curriculum of grade 6. So today I am going to discuss about our first lesson of chapter 1, which is the categories of computers and computer languages. So at first you need to know that what is computer system. What is computer system? A computer system is nothing but the combination of hardware and software. Combination of hardware and software. So the development of hardware and software led to the rapid customization of computer system. This customization of computer system is classified into 4 major categories. I am repeating, this customization of computer system is classified into 4 major categories. Number 1, on the basis of generations. Number 2, on the basis of type. Number 3, on the basis of purpose. And number 4, on the basis of size. So in this class our lesson will be various types of computers on the basis of generation. This topic I will discuss in this lesson. So at first, the first generation computers. First generation computers. And the duration of this generation was from 1940 to 1956. This was the duration of this generation, first generation computers. In this generation, computers started with ENIAC. E-N-I-S-E, ENIAC. ENIAC is an abbreviation. The full form is Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. This ENIAC was the first fully operational electronic and general purpose computer. It was designed by two famous personalities. Number 1, American physicist John Mauchly. M-A-U-C-H-L-Y, John Mauchly. He was an American physicist. And number 2, American electrical engineer Professor John Presper Eckert. John Presper Eckert. And this ENIAC was built by the technology of vacuum tubes. So vacuum tubes were the main electronic components used in this first generation computers. That means in ENIAC. Now only one high level programming language was developed in this generation, and it was developed by IBM. IBM stands for International Business Machine. So that high level language is known as Fortran. Again, Fortran is an abbreviation, and the full form is Formula Translation. Formula Translation. So this was the high level programming language which was developed in this generation. That means in this first generation. And it was developed by IBM. So these are the things to remember in the first generation. The most important thing is that what is the electronic component used in these computers, and the answer will be vacuum tubes. You need to remember. Now let's discuss about some features of this first generation computers. So I am writing features. First point obviously will be what is the main electronic components, that is vacuum tube. So vacuum tubes were used as the main electronic component in these generation computers. Number 2, due to the use of vacuum tubes, these computers were very large in size. So very large in size and occupied a lot of space. And number 3, these computers were instructed by the machine level languages as well as assembly level languages. Now let's have a look at some limitations of this generation's computer. Number 1, they were very difficult to operate. Number 2, these computers needed heavy air conditioned system. So needed heavy air conditioned system. Now why? They needed heavy air conditioned system to reduce the temperature caused by the heat generated by those vacuum tubes. Now number 3, they consumed a huge amount of power. The reason? Vacuum tubes. Now the second generation computers, and the duration is 1956 to 1963, and these computers used transistors instead of vacuum tubes as main electronic component. In this generation, 2 high-level programming languages were developed. First one is COBOL. COBOL is an abbreviation. The full form is Common Business Oriented Language. Common Business Oriented Language. And the next one is BASIC. BASIC also an abbreviation. The full form is Beginners All Purpose Symbolic Instruction code. Now, two examples of second generation computers I can give you. First one is UNIVAC. Just like in first generation ENIAC, in second generation UNIVAC. This is also an abbreviation. The full form will be Universal Automatic Computer. Universal Automatic Computer. And number 2 is LEO. LEO, also an abbreviation. The full form is Lyons Electronic Office. So these two are the examples of second generation computers. Now we'll discuss about some features of second generation computers. Number 1, transistors were used as the main electronic component, you will write. Number 2, because of the removal of vacuum tubes, these computers become smaller in size as compared to the first generation computers. And number 3, processing speed increased from milliseconds to microseconds. From milliseconds to microseconds. Milliseconds means 1/1000 seconds, and microsecond means 1/10 lakh seconds. Next is third generation computers, and the duration is 1964 to 1971. These computers used integrated circuits as main electronic component to improve their performance. Integrated circuits. Now, what is integrated circuit? Before that, I want to tell you that it is also known as IC. IC is the abbreviation of integrated circuit. So what is integrated circuit? An integrated circuit is a compact electronic circuit containing hundreds of transistors and other electronic components that are packed on a thin piece of semiconductor material, which is known as IC chip. So the main electronic component used in this generation's computer, that is integrated circuits or IC. And in this generation, mainframe computer was invented. Mainframe computer was invented. Later I will discuss what is mainframe computer. Now, some examples of third generation computers. Number 1, IBM 360, and another one is Honeywell 200. Now the features of third generation computers. Number 1, IC chips were used as the main electronic components. Number 2, IC technology reduced the size of these computers. So size of these computers reduced. And number 3, the processing speed. Processing speed increased from microsecond to nanosecond. Microsecond means you already know 1 by 10 lakhs seconds, and nanosecond means 1 by 100 crore seconds. And number 4, due to the improved secondary storage, the capacity to hold data was increased. So I can write here storage capacity increased as compared to the second generation computers. Now the fourth generation computers, and the duration was 1971 to 1985. And in this generation, microprocessors were introduced to be applied as the main electronic component. At present, the I-Core series is considered as one of the most powerful microprocessors developed by Intel Corporation in the United States of America. All personal computers manufactured by IBM, HP, Apple, Lenovo belong to the fourth generation computers. You must remember. Some examples of fourth generation computers are, I'm writing here examples of fourth generation computers are: number 1, Apple 1 in Roman. Number 2, IBM 370. Number 3, Honeywell 6080. Honeywell 200 was the third generation computer, and Honeywell 6080 is the fourth generation computer. And some programming languages or other computer languages were also developed in this generation. Some of them are: number 1, SQL. SQL is an abbreviation, full form will be Structured Query Language. Structured Query Language. And next is C. Number 3 is C++. Number 4 is Java. So these were the languages developed in the generation of these computers. That means in fourth generation computers. Now we will talk about some features. First of all, storage capacity increased. Storage capacity increased as compared to the third generation computer. Number 2, these computers are used for general purpose as well as for commercial purpose. So used for general purpose as well as for commercial application. Commercial applications. So now let's talk about the fifth generation computers, and it is the present and future. Now tell me one thing, that what is the difference between our brain and computer, I can tell you that computers are not intelligent. Computers may be faster than our brain. Its calculation speed is very fast as compared to our brain, but computers are not as intelligent as our brain. And the main advantage of our brain is that it can think and take decision on its own, but computers can't. That is the reason nowadays the scientists are working to design intelligent computers. Intelligent computers that can think and behave like human beings. That can think and behave like human beings and can take decision on their own. So they need to apply a technology or a concept, and this concept is actually artificial intelligence. Our intelligence is natural intelligence, and the intelligence that will be installed in those computers will be termed as artificial intelligence, because this intelligence is given by us, given by human beings to those computers. So you will be asked that what is artificial intelligence? So the answer will be quite simple. You will tell that artificial intelligence is a concept that may help the computers to think and behave like human beings and to take decision on their own. So that's why they can interact with us. Now let's get familiar with some important features regarding today's lesson. This is ENIAC, the first generation computer. These are vacuum tubes, the main electronic component used in first generation computers. These are transistors, the main electronic component used in second generation computers. It is IC chip, the main electronic component used in third generation computers. It is a picture of microprocessor, which is the main electronic component of fourth generation computers. Robot is an example of fifth generation computers. So that's all for now. In the next class, I will discuss about various types of computers on the basis of type, purpose, and size. Until then, stay safe and goodbye.